Hello, everyone, and welcome to Royalty, a Guelph Royals podcast where you'll get the opportunity to get to know the roster and what makes it so awesome. I'm Teresa Skubik alongside my co-host Ryan Egan, and today we have the pleasure of getting to know Connor Morrow.
Connor's obviously been one of the best players in the IBL for the last 5-6 seasons. He began his time with the Baycats back in, I believe it was 2016, and he instantly became one of the best shortstops in the league. So I'm looking forward to talking to him today.
You have quite the resume, obviously, Connor, but I think we've been talking too much. So tell us how you've been today and how you've been doing so far. I hear it might be your birthday.
Yeah, it is my birthday. Turning 26 today, so starting to feel a little old. Like Eek said, I started playing in 2016, I think it was. So my freshman summer in college. And it feels like that's 20 years ago now. So I've loved every second of it, and yeah, excited to get back to Guelph this summer.
Yeah, that's super exciting. How long have you been playing baseball?
I don't know, probably since I was 4 or 5. Baseball family. My little brother's actually playing a little bit with the Royals this summer. And my older brother coaches collegiate baseball in the States. So I've been around the game as long as I can remember. So yeah.
Did you ever play any other sports growing up, or was baseball always the main focus?
Baseball is the main focus, but I played double A hockey, played some golf too. So like golf in high school. So I just any sport. If it's on TV, I'm watching it. Football, golf, basketball, hockey, baseball. Yeah, so basically any sport. If I had access to it, I was going to try to play it.
Awesome. When it comes to all of your memories in baseball, what's been your favorite memory, whether it's in college or in the IBL?
Oh, that's a tough one. Right now, I think it would be it's close, but winning our conference in college. I went to Canisius College and we went to a regional in the College World Series. So doing that was pretty special. And then the titles I won with Barry, those were awesome. More so just because of the group of guys. The titles are one thing, but when you do it with guys that are basically like family, I mean, you were up there, you know how it was. It makes it more special. But I think my biggest memory might be this summer when I get to take the field with my little brother. So I'm really excited for that just because I've been coaching him. Whether it's in the backyard or with the Ontario Blue Jays, he played in our organization last summer. So getting to actually take the field with them is going to be really, really cool. And I think that might be the highest memory once it happens.
Yeah, 100%. I always remember that, CJ taking batting practice with the Baycats and thinking that might be the infill for the Baycats for the next 10 years, but here it is in Guelph now. So when it comes to that infill
Yeah.
position that you play, shortstop, has it always been that position for you? Because, going back and look at other OBJ guys, like Romano is a great example. He was a catcher back in the day, and, a guy like Tops was coaching him. So have you always been a shortstop, or did you try different positions back in the day?
I when I was a little kid, I wasn't great at baseball. I wasn't always the best player on the team growing up. Sort of undersized. I sort of grew into my size. Obviously, with my full-time job, it helps being around a gym 24/7. But I actually was a catcher in rookie ball when they have the pitching machine. So I wasn't a good player because all you got to do is catch a pitching machine and one fly ball every 10 games. But then I sort of grew into some athleticism as I grew up. And then from there, it was always shortstop or second base. Played second base mostly in high school because with OBJ, we had two draft guys that were ahead of me at shortstop. JD Williams, actually, one of the guys in Guelph now. He was actually sort of ahead of me on the depth chart in high school, just on the infield. Ended up playing outfield, but yeah, it's always been middle infield. Played shortstop in college for all 4 years. I could play anywhere. I like to think shortstop, third, second base, maybe even some outfield if I had to. But I've been playing shortstop for the past 6 to 8 years.
I love the diversity. We are going to steer away from baseball a little because obviously it consumes a lot of your time and we want to
Yeah.
get to know a little bit more about you. So if you could be any animal in the world, what animal would you be and why?
This answer is gonna relate back to baseball somehow, obviously, but I would have to say a lion. That just goes back into when I was playing in college. I was struggling a little bit. I think it was early in the year, and I was watching a Josh Donaldson video, and he's one of my favorite baseball players of all time, just because of how good he was, his flair, stuff like that. And I was listening to a quote, and he was like, "Man," he was talking to a rookie in BP at spring training. He's like, "Man, you just got to be that one lion in the jungle, man. You got to be the alpha male," stuff like that. Um, and that sort of just stuck with me. I mean, I'm making it about sports again, but that's the first thing that popped into my head. I actually have it written on the side of my glove. It says "One Lion," just to sort of try and give me that reminder to always compete and try and lead the charge that way. So yeah, make it about sports again, but that would have to be choice.
That was a great answer. Now, when it comes to your favorite vacation destination, is it Florida, the place that you've been at? Obviously, you went to spring training a lot for the OBJs last month, or is it somewhere in Europe? Or, where's your favorite vacation spot?
I want to get over to Europe. I haven't been, but I gotta say, I would say I went to South Georgia actually with one of my buddies after we went to spring training this year, and I really, really loved that spot. Going to school in Tennessee, the South is amazing. The people are so nice, but this spot was closer to a beach with golf, small community. Everyone was nice. I really enjoyed it there. So anywhere, yeah, Florida, South Georgia, and the South is nice. I haven't been to Jamaica or any destination like that in a couple of years, so I'd say the southern states is would sort of be my go-to spot right now.
Your baseball days have given you the opportunity to try out a lot of different things, but when it comes to any bucket list items, do you have any on top of your head right now?
Probably World Series. Go to a World Series game, whether it's the Blue Jays or any other team. Honestly, just to be around that atmosphere would be amazing. I hope it's the Jays. Hopefully, they can do it this year. But yeah, go to a World Series game would be one thing in baseball that I haven't experienced yet that I would love to.
So aside from the necessities, and I'm going to say necessity for you is also baseball, what is something that you cannot go a day without?
Ooh, coffee. I got I gotta say coffee. I love coffee. I don't drink a ton of it. Uh, Probably 1 or 2 cups a day. But when I don't have it, I can notice some differences in my mood and my routine. I'm a big routine guy. Love to have routines. I think it's partially because of baseball. But yeah, coffee would be one thing that I notice my day changes when I don't have it.
That's definitely a very relatable answer. I think mine and I can both agree with that one.
Yeah.
What is something that always makes you smile?
Ooh. Um, that's a tough one. Something that always makes me smile. I'd say honestly, it's kind of corny, but just like I coach kids, obviously. That's my full-time job, and seeing kids every day and the joy they get from sports or even just having a conversation with them and shooting the shit. I don't know if I should say that, but making them laugh, stuff like that. Uh, that honestly, just the communication with the next generation of kids and trying to relate to them. It's a little harder nowadays that I'm older. But yeah, just that communication and enjoying people around me.
You had one teammate on Guelph that you were stuck with and on a deserted island. Who would it be that you'd be stuck with if you had to pick? And you can't say Shred either. That's too easy of an answer.
I gotta say Garts, because if I'm getting stuck on an island and I'm not gonna last more than a week, that guy would make me laugh a ton. So I'd say Josh Garten, and he might even be able to hunt down some animals and kill them with his bare hands just because of how big and strong he is. So I'd say Garten.
Yeah, no, no doubt. So when it comes to your coolest thing about you, what's the one thing that maybe not many people know about you, but you think is pretty cool?
Coolest thing about me. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I can answer that one off the top of my head. Um, I got
Fun
nothing for you
facts.
guys on that one. Blanking.
You're too
Fun
humble.
facts.
You're too humble. That's okay. The last question is who is your hero and why?
Um, I would have to say my parents. That's very obvious though, but just recently my grandmother passed away earlier this year, and um, had a time of reflection. Obviously, when something like that happens in your life, and just the amount of impact she had on me growing up. My grandparents were very involved in our lives. Every birthday they call. And even today, I had some reflection with it because my grandparents usually call me in the morning and sing me happy birthday through the phone, even till last year when I was turning 25. So having her in my life and just sort of seeing the way she went through her day and how much pride she had in her family and our family sort of inspires me. So yeah, I'd say my grandmother.
Thank you so much for sharing. Obviously, loss is very difficult, but with the Guelph community, just know that you also have a family in us. So if you
Yeah.
want me to sing you happy birthday, by all means, we can totally do that for you.
Yeah, I'd love to hear Eek sing happy birthday.
No, Connor,
Well,
you don't want that. It's tough enough that you're stuck with me for another summer again, so you don't need that. Trust me.
All good, man.
thank you so much for joining us today, Connor. It was great to get to know you, and we can't wait to watch you represent the Guelph Royals for another amazing season. For Ryan Egan, I'm Teresa Skubik, and this has been Royalty. Have a great day, everyone.